ॐ स्थापकाय च धर्मस्य सर्वधर्मस्वरूपिणे अवतार वरिष्ठाय Ramakrishnaय ते नमः. Namaskar. Welcome to this new YouTube video channel titled Reflections on Shri Ramakrishna. I am Professor S. Chaudhary, a retired professor in civil engineering. In today's video, we shall be presenting the contents of this YouTube channel in brief, and then we shall directly launch into the first part of first topic, how to recognize an incarnation. With this, let us start the presentation on the content of the channel. Video 1, Motifs on Avatara, first part. Because this topic is a long topic, will not be covered in one part. So today we shall take the first part. The channel contents, let us highlight first. Life events and ideas, ideology of Shri Ramakrishna in a critical review process. How to know an avatara, motives of an avatara. If someone today stands and says, I am an incarnation, then how to recognize if it is true or falsify this thing. Now, a series of people could recognize Shri Ramakrishna as an incarnation, some at the first sight, at the first interaction, and some gradually within a few days of the interaction. So we shall discuss on those. These are very wonderful things because recognizing an incarnation is not so easy task. Shri Ramakrishna was passed for a madman of Krishna temple for a long time and by a large number of people. Only few could recognize him, so that is the way it goes. Influence of Shri Ramakrishna in Indian and world Renaissance. At the time of Shri Ramakrishna, India was under British rule. He joined the Kali temple at the Dakshineshwar near Kolkata in 1955. Within 2 years, in 1957, India had the first independence revolution, and gradually it increased, culminated with Swami Vivekananda and others, and finally India got independence. Similarly, the changes in the world that came around after Sri Ramakrishna's arrival, those also shall be discussed. The implications of Sri Ramakrishna in the good of present India and the world. How to improve the condition of present India and how to go for a betterment of the world conditions, that also can be studied in the light of Sri Ramakrishna's sayings and teachings. Then Sri Ramakrishna's sayings are captured in what is called Kathamrita in Bengali and in English, Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. So some of those we shall take up and see how they correspond with the other scriptures like Upanishads, Gita, Vedas, etc. Insight into the life of Holy Mother, side by side. Obviously, when you talk about Sri Ramakrishna, obviously Holy Mother Ma Sharada will come, his greatest disciple Swami Vivekananda will come. So those will be also discussed in this channel. Discussions on the lives of disciples of Sri Ramakrishna. The disciples of Sri Ramakrishna can be divided into two groups. One, the sannyasis, the people who renounced the world, and the others who were householders. But ironically, many of the householders led the life of a hidden sannyasi. World view of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna did come not only for India but for the entire world. So how was the background in the world scenario when he came, and what changes came later on after his arrival and even today? That we shall try to discuss a little. Let us see the different important phases in the life of Sri Ramakrishna. Boyhood and adolescence he passed at the village Kamarpukur, where he was born. He was born on 17 February 1836. Then the next phase is the Tapasya phase at Dakshineshwar temple near Kolkata, 1955 to 1967, for 12 years. Pilgrimage and Shoroshi Puja, advent of disciples of various categories at various times, arrival of young Bengal. These are the youths of Bengal who had arrived. The greatest amongst them was Narendranath Datta, who later on became Swami Vivekananda. Then Keshav Chandra Sen was the Brahmo leader at that time. There was intimate relation between Sri Ramakrishna and Keshav Chandra. Then he developed throat cancer and came to reside in Calcutta, where unknowingly to others he sowed the seed of the monastery of Ramakrishna order. These pages we have put, but they are not very hard and fast, and someone else's eye may see them in different other pages. Now, an avatar's life is said to be a lila or play. So, play-wise, you can subdivide his life into these play phases. Play with the parents, then play with his peers in Kamarpukur. He had peers, both boys and girls. He used to go to the local school where he had a lot of friends. Initial days at Dakshineshwar, at that time the Rani Rashmani of Dakshineshwar, owner of Dakshineshwar temple, was present, and his son-in-law Mathura Mohan Vishwas was present at that time. Then started the Tapasya phase, Tapasya Lila for 12 years. So it is a very deep Tapasya, and it requires a lot of insight and description. Play with the sadhus. At the end of each phase of his or sub-phase of his Tapasya, in a particular sect direction, people of that sect used to come in a lot of numbers at the Dakshineshwar temple, and they used to have discourses with Sri Ramakrishna and used to get more insight about their own sect. Play with Vaishnavas. Now, Sri Ramakrishna is supposed to be the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So he had intimate relations with the Vaishnavas. He used to go to their houses, they used to come to him, and there was ecstasies in the kirtans, a dance form with play of instruments. Then different scholars of that time, they used to come to Dakshineshwar and assess Sri Ramakrishna. We shall discuss in detail their assessment, how they assessed Sri Ramakrishna. So the other common folk used to suppose that he was a mad person. Play with Keshav Chandra and Brahmos, that phase at disciples' houses. He used to visit the houses of his disciples often and used to have religious discourses, and he used to show lights to his disciples in the path of spirituality. Then young Bengal, as I said, led by Swami Vivekananda, and play with the householder devotees. A lot of householder devotees were there, like Mohanraj Gupta, the writer of Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna, then Nag Mahasaya, etc. Each of whose life is unique. We shall be trying to throw some light on their lives. Then establishment of the seed of monastery in the last phase of his life. Now references are here in this slide. References are given: Ramakrishna Lila Prasanga, Ramakrishna Kathamrita, Shri Sri Sharada Devi, Shri Sri Mayar Katha, Shri Sri Ramakrishna Puthi, Shri Ramakrishna Bhakta Malika, Matri Sannidhe, and Yuganayak Vivekananda. These are all in Bengali, and corresponding English translations are available. And here are some books which are in English: Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna by M, then Life of Swami Vivekananda by his Eastern and Western disciples, complete works of Swami Vivekananda in 8 volumes, Cultural Heritage of India in 6 volumes, big volumes, and lot more. And our all scriptures, Indian scriptures, Indian philosophies, a little of whose also will be referred in our discussions in future. Now let us come to the today's topic. Today's topic is how to recognize an avatar or the motives of avatar. By what motives I can identify this he is an avatar. The concept of avatar did not come in one day. So there is a history, a long history, maybe 30,000, 40,000 years long history as the human history goes. So in the beginning, people had limited concept about the spirituality and religion and used to live a normal, natural life. Gradually, insight came into them and their thoughts turned inward, inquiry, what we are, what for we are here, like that. And gradually came the Vedic age. This is around about 10,000 to 12,000 years back. The seers of the Vedic knowledge were used to be called as rishis. Rishi means who has seen it, who has touched and seen it. What he has seen? He has seen the truth. So they used to grasp the truth, Brahman, ultimate, and they used to express them in poetic languages. Those are the mantras of Vedas. And gradually came the Upanishad, where non-duality was established. There are different forms of Vedantic philosophies. One is the Advaita philosophy or the non-dual philosophy. Now, those rishis were studied, and people found that all rishis were not of the same quality. They were not of the same extent of expressions. Qualitatively all were alike, but quantitatively perhaps there were some ranges of difference between the rishis. So some were found with much higher illumination, and they were called as Adhikarika Purusha. Now came the Sankhya age, Sankhya philosophy. Sankhya philosophy was established by Kapila, and he is the first philosopher of the world. So Kapila said the existence of Prakriti Lina Purusha. Actually, through Sankhya philosophy, God was not existing because there is no proof, so God did not exist. However, Jivatma exists. Jivatma, the sentient beings, existed, and parallel the visible world and the other world, visible and invisible worlds existed, and that was called Prakriti. And the Jivatmas or sentient beings were called as Jivas. So he found that some of the Jivas had a lot of expressions, a lot of so-called powers, so to say, powers, and he called them as Prakriti Lina Purusha. Now from here, he made another two divisions, or the Sankhya philosophical school made two divisions. One is called Ishvara Koti, at par with God. Remember, Sankhya did not believe in God, but a power like God. And Kalpaniyamaka Ishvara, God as the ruler of a particular creation cycle. Creation takes place in cyclic way. It starts, it exists, and it goes to destruction. This is one cycle. And there is said to be one ruler in one cycle. So that ruler was called as Kalpaniyamaka Ishvara by Sankhya philosophy. Now, God existed in the mind of people from maybe in the dawn of the human civilization, human existence, in some form. May not be as refined as we have the idea today. So God, in the Vedic age, a lot of studies were made, actually thousands of years, and the energy of maybe lakhs of people were put in understanding the spirituality, nature of God, nature of human being, etc. So God is described in two ways. One is Saguna Ishvara, or God with attribute, and another is Nirguna Ishvara, God without attribute. God without attribute is also called Brahma. Now we have Avatara. So where from Avatara came? Avatara came from God. Mostly the personal God or Saguna Ishvara. So Avatar came from God, and again Avatar can go back to God at any time at his will, and as if he can capture the power of God and express it in his own life. Then side by side we have jivos, they are sentient beings, and see your Avatar also came down as a jivo in the physical world. He also have 2 feet, 2 hands, and just like us in the appearance. So there is a correlation between the jivo and Avatar, and this is called Nara Leela. Sometimes he appears as Avatar beyond our beyond our grasp, and sometimes he again comes back to the human level as a Nara or human being. So this is called Nara Leela. Motive 1: how to recognize an Avatar. So this is the assurance given by Avatar regarding reincarnation. Let us see in the words of the Avatar who's recognized. In Gita, Sri Krishna was the Avatar, and he's saying like this. Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuttanam adharmasya tadatmanang srijaimaham paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha duskitam dharma samsthapanarthaya itsambhavami yuge yuge. So here the Avatar says, or God says, at what time he comes. So these are your Glanir Bhavati, when there is a decline of the spirituality, as if the spirituality is tarnished, dharma is tarnished, and Abhuttana Adharmasya, the irreligion or the evils rises up, increases in number, in quality, in quantity, and becomes a torturer of the good. So these are the two background in which Avatar is descending. And what he does after descending down in our human world, he does 3 things. Vinashaya cha duskitam, he destroys all the evils. Dharma and paritranaya sadhana, he comes for the protection of the sadhus or the good. And for dharma samsthapanarthaya, that is for establishing or re-establishing dharma or spirituality in the world. Side by side, you can look to Sri Sri Chandi, one shloka is available. Ittang yada yada badha dhanavutta bhavishyati tada tada varti yahang karishyamari sangsayam. That is, whenever there is the rise of the evil doers, the asuras, the dhanavas, then I incarnate myself. What for? To destroy those evils, to kill those asuras. So here, through this we find 2 things. The God may come down as a male person, or he may also come down as a female Devi. Now, this is taken from Chaitanya Bhagavat. I have taken the Bengali version part and I have translated it. এই মতো আছে আর 2 অবতার কীর্তন আনন্দরূপ হইব আবার. And I have translated like this. This way there shall be 2 more incarnations. I shall again dance in Kirtan in ecstasy. So Sri Chaitanya said that he will be coming twice again in similar fashion, and there will be Kirtan and ecstasy. So one form is Sri Ramakrishna, came 500 years after Chaitanya Deva, and one more form has to come that Sri Ramakrishna also has assured. So Sri Ramakrishna said, I have to come once again. In Kathamrita he has said. And again he said there shall be another body or incarnation in the northwest side. The northwest side. Northwest is not clear whether within Bengal or within India or within world. So he will come again. And somewhere else he said I shall be coming down again within 200 years. Now it is not clear whether the date is to be reckoned from his date of birth or date of his Mahasamadhi. So this way the incarnation says that I shall be coming again. So this assurance is there with all the avatars. This is one motive. If someone says I am avatar but I will not come anymore, then certainly it is a doubtful case, he is not avatar. So thank you very much. We are at the end of this first phase, and gradually other phases will come. I hope you will be liking the video. You can put your comments also for improvement of the video qualities, videos, contents, and I shall be glad if you subscribe this channel gradually. Thank you.